everybody. I just kind of wanted to make a quick little video here. I watched Karl's video over on Southern Stuff channel about the computer that I built him. And I can't tell you how happy I am that he's happy with it and is enjoying it. Being the first custom built computer that I've done for somebody, I was a bit nervous about it. I'm confident in my skills and I knew that I could do it, or else I wouldn't have offered to do it in the first place. It's just, you know, kind of the thing where you don't want to mess up when it's on somebody else's dime. And I really appreciate him trusting me enough to go through that process. And I think that's the main thing that I want to talk about today is the amount of trust that something like that takes. He spent, I won't say the exact number, but up there, you know, close to $1,000 on a bunch of computer parts that I picked out with his direction, and had them shipped to me. Someone who he's never met at all, doesn't know anything about me other than what he's seen on the Backwoods Patriot channel and the Extreme PC channel. So that took quite a bit of trust. Now, in something like that, there are certain precautions set in place, just naturally. You know, for one thing, he knows my full name, my real name. And no, I'm not worried about people stealing my identity. I don't even have a bank account. I don't use banks. I've never gotten a loan. I don't have credit cards. Nothing like that. So, you know, there's really nothing that somebody could do to me in particular. And my credit is not good enough for somebody to go out and take out a credit card in my name either, since I've never used credit. So, you know, that part of it doesn't bother me at all. But anyway, so he knows my real, actual full name. He knows my address, my home address. So, you know, and not only that, but credit and debit card companies, banks nowadays, they're pretty good about disputing charges. You know, if you think that you've been taken advantage of, you can usually dispute the charge. And it is a hassle, and it does take quite a long time, but you can usually recoup your money. But that's beside the point. You know, it takes a lot of trust still to do that, to go ahead and do that. But, you know, I am a trustworthy person. You know, if I say I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do my best to do it. Absolutely no questions asked. But he doesn't know that. He knows now, but he didn't then. And that, I think, is something that we've lost. You know, how many of you would feel comfortable, you know, sending $1,000 worth of computer parts to a complete stranger? You know, I could, even though he could get his money back, I could still have stolen the parts. You know, have it shipped to someone else's address or something like that, or a post office or something like that, and just claim that the delivery was never made, because they don't require a signature upon delivery. They left all of his computer parts on my front porch, and I don't live in the best of neighborhoods. They just left it there. I made sure that I was home in order to get the packages immediately. But I very easily could have said, hey, they got stolen or were never delivered. I don't know what happened to it, but I never got them. He would probably get his money back, but, you know, I just got off with, you know, several $100s worth of computer parts. And as long as I never registered any of the serial numbers or anything, it would be fine. But that's the kind of stuff that people shouldn't have to worry about people doing. I understand it's a reality, and not only a reality, but a probability nowadays. I can't say that I would trust as much as he did. I'm glad that he did, and I really appreciate, him making the video and getting my name out there and everything. And I will put all the links to his channels in the video description below. And I encourage you guys to go check his stuff out. I just got done watching all of his hoop house, greenhouse videos, and they're pretty neat. So I wish I could have something like that. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to make this video and kind of touch on the fact that trust is a big issue. People should be able to trust other people. I don't know really what to look for in a person to know that they're trustworthy. Anybody can put on a facade for the camera or say what you want to hear. I really don't know. Maybe you guys could ask him what it was that made him okay enough about it to take the risk. Because I don't know. Again, I'm glad he did, and I hope that more people will. Right now I've got this second computer that I've built, and when I say it's the first custom computer I've built for a person, I've built several other computers, but usually the way I do it is I buy the parts with my own money. I build the system that I pick out. I pick out the parts myself, and then I list the computer for sale as a brand new computer. The customer has no input on what parts go in it or anything like that, normally. I actually like doing custom builds. I like talking to people. And if you have somebody build you a computer and they're not asking you a ton of questions, if you're not on the phone for at least an hour with the person that's building your computer, find somebody else. They need to know, they need to be asking what programs you use. That way they can make sure that all the hardware is compatible. Just like I think he was gonna go with a Karl. I think he was gonna go with a AMD Radeon graphics card at first. But I know for a fact that Sony Vegas, in its video editing, and Adobe Premiere Pro also. I don't know about Power Director 14, which is what he uses, but I know that the other video editing programs work a lot better with NVIDIA's CUDA cores rather than AMD's stream processors, OpenGL. And so that's one of the things that came up, and I said, hey, I think that probably the CUDA cores in the GTX 750 Ti is probably going to be better for GPU acceleration in video editing, and that's what he wanted to do. Those are the kind of things that you need to be asked. You shouldn't volunteer that information. They should ask, because if you volunteer it, how do you know that they're doing their research and they're making sure that all your components are going to be compatible with each other and your programs? It's all about what the custom tailoring the experience to that particular person. And that's the advantage of having someone build a computer just for you the way you use it. If you buy a gaming computer off the shelf or something like that, it's going to be fast. You're going to max out the games, all the way up on all the settings, and it's going to play flawlessly. But then you might use, some other, architectural AutoCAD program or some specific program that graphics card just does not work with, does not support it whatsoever. Now what? If you have a custom computer built just for you, then you're going to know when you use it, it's going to be the perfect experience for you. It doesn't matter what other people want. Don't look up on forums, what's the best graphics card to buy and what's the best CPU ever and all that stuff. Don't worry about that stuff. Worry about what's best for you, not for everyone else. And people on forums will if you go on there and ask them, hey, what about a, i7 4790K or whatever, there will be people on there that'll say, oh, that's crap and you need this other thing. But they don't know what you need because they didn't ask you what programs you run or what you want to do with the computer. How much hard drive space do you need? How much RAM do you think you want? I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. I charge a flat fee for building a computer. I charge $100 flat for all my labor. I might spend a day and a half, just reading and doing research and making sure that each and every thing is going to be compatible with what that person is going to need it to do. And it's going to be the best experience possible. And that's the intent, a lot of people might say that, you can have one built cheaper than $100. Maybe you can, I don't know. I think that for the amount of hours that go into something like that, I could build a computer in 1 hour, no problem. If I've got all the parts right there, I can put it together in no more than an hour. But it's all the other stuff that goes into it, all the, Windows installation and initializing hard drives, making sure everything is working the way it's supposed to work, updating drivers, updating Windows, all the research that goes into the components with the compatibility with programs and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of hours that go into it. It might equal out to, $10 or $12 an hour or something like that in the end. But that's okay because I like doing it, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I guess I'm kind of rambling, which I'm kind of known for. And by the way, he made a comment about my YouTube channel name, Backwoods Patriot, and said that if you had ever saw me, that Backwoods surely fits. And he was worried that I was going to be angry about it. Hey, we are what we are. I mean, I know that I don't look like someone who's well versed in computers and all that kind of stuff. I'm a product of my time. I was born in '84, so I grew up on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, all that stuff. Right up into my adult life, 19, 20 years old, Xbox 360, 10 or 12 hours a day of hard gaming and all that stuff. I didn't get into all the homesteading type stuff and farming stuff until I was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, really. And I'm 31 now, so it wasn't until my late 20s that I kind of caught the interest in that. But that doesn't mean that I leave everything else behind. People are dynamic. Something that people don't think about sometimes is how diverse a person can be. I can go out to the woods right now. I shot 2 armadillos from probably 50 yards away yesterday. And then last night I did a live stream of playing Battlefield 4 campaign. So I don't know how many people have ever shot 2 armadillos and streamed a live video of video gaming before in the same day, but I did. And I can go out to the woods and I can mill my own lumber today. I could, I could build a log cabin if I wanted to. I can garden. I raise chickens. But I can also go in there and tear a computer all the way down to nothing, figure out what's wrong with it, put it back together, no problem, in probably an hour and a half. I play video games. People don't have to be one specific thing, I guess is what I'm saying. I do fit the term Backwoods Patriot. I will admit that. And that's fine. I like it. The perfect lifestyle for me would be living out at the property, going outside every day, working outside, building stuff, doing stuff, growing garden, taking care of animals, pigs, goats, chickens, all that kind of thing. But then also have a completely modern interior house. I could live in a rustic house. I like it. I'm just a very diverse person. I could live in a log cabin with no electricity and be totally happy. Or I could live in the most modern mansion there is with all the latest technology and amenities and be totally happy there too. As long as I could go outside. I still have to get outside, but I guess maybe that's strange to some people. And it does sound strange when I say it, but that's how it is. That's who I am. I am Backwoods Patriot. So, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos and most of all, engaging. I love comments. I love talking to you guys. I'll probably upload this video on both my Backwoods Patriot channel and my Extreme PC channel because I want to give Karl the most exposure I can. And as of this morning, I have 2,015 subscribers, I think, on Backwoods Patriot. So that channel is still doing pretty well. Even though I don't upload to it very often, I will start again in springtime. We've got some gardening plans and some other things that we're doing in the springtime. It's just miserable cold right now. I don't even want to go outside. But I think it's supposed to be like up to 70 degrees this weekend or something like that. Maybe even before this weekend it's supposed to be in the 60s, so maybe we'll get outside and do something. I also wanted to try out this new camera. It's a D7100 Nikon, the DSLR, and it was kind of a mutual gift. My wife and I decided to go ahead and buy it. My wife does photography, and she actually just got done shooting a wedding, so she's pretty happy about that. And the camera's doing real well. So I just wanted to test out its video capability and see what the quality on this shotgun mic was like. So I guess we'll see. So definitely check out Karl's channels below in the description. And again, Karl, thank you.